Hey guys, it's your boy G, and I hope you all are doing well. So this is episode 2 of Becoming the Champion, the BTCP podcast. So today I've got a friend with me, and we were just chilling, and we had a gym session, and we got into this conversation of this is live, guys, live. So we got into this conversation of something that he calls Rama'dyan. Okay. So it's a play on Ramadan, which is the Muslim idea of fasting once, or tradition of fasting once a year for 30 days. They do it for the month of Ramadan, so it's a full month. So we had this conversation, and as I told you last time, part of my podcast is to focus on mind, body, spirit. And I think this plays a lot in terms of mind, body, as well as spirit, because as a man thinketh, so he is, as is within, so is on the outside. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you as the way he wants to be known, and then I'm just gonna ask him to tell us more about this thing that he named Rama'dyan, what it's about, why he jumped on it, and what was the experiences thereof, and we'll just go through this and then bounce off each other. I hope you guys will enjoy the content that's coming out of here, and at the end of it we'll link our Instagrams or social media platforms, just so you guys can follow if you think it was worthy. But let's jump on it. So, welcome.
Good day, Mr. G. Good day to Mr. G's audience. My name is Pharaoh. So, this might feel different for most of my followers because they see me in a different light, in a comic relief, if I can call it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, so he's a comedian. He part of what he does is comedic skits. So that's what he means by that.
But today is a different feel. Every day is a new day, and today I'm going through Ramadan. So I'd like to first thank the Muslim society or community for their teachings. This is Ramadan I'm talking about. It has inspired the idea of Ramadan, because Ramadan, the days differ on the place you are on the planet. Some is 30 days, some is 40 days. But I've taken this and put it into my life because I felt I needed a difference. I needed to stop looking outwards and start looking inwards for the answers that I so dearly need in my life. So the term Yan is a commonly used term in the Eastern Cape for a man, more specifically a young man. So when you combine the two, Ramadan and Yan, one is spiritual, one has a lot to do with culture and identity. And I've just decided to take the lessons from both sides and just fuse them for myself, as that's what I need right now in becoming the man I want to be. So, long story short, everybody has vices on the planet. Some people, it's alcohol. Some people, woman. Some people is me, by the way. I am some people.
Some people. Some people it's gambling. Some people it's porn. Some people it's drugs. Whatever it is.
So we have vices. And they start consuming our time. We find ourselves living in deja vu. The previous weekend is like the next weekend, just with minor differences. But you find that a lot of time passes, and when you ask yourself, what have I done, you find yourself in a more or less the similar position.
So you find yourself running around in a circle like a hamster wheel, and you're going nowhere slowly, or actually you're traveling at a really fast pace, and it feels like you're going somewhere, but you are stagnant within life. And when you look back and you look at yourself 3-4 weeks from now, you're like, the past 4 weekends have all been the same, and I've just tired myself out. I've went through something very similar, and that's part of the reason I feel like this conversation is important, because I feel like we all need to look at ourselves and the inner man, and look at our outer selves and say, are they aligned? And if there is not alignment, firstly that we align that, and then after that take them to greater heights together. So basically evening out the scales within you, and weighing them, and then saying, okay, now progressively I can stack the weight on each side, instead of having one outweigh the other. So in life sometimes we do things and it feels like, hey man, I'm fighting against something, and no matter what I'm doing, it still seems to outweigh me. And if we can take, like you said, all advices, if we can take away certain things, whatever that problem is, that vice is, whether alcohol, whether gambling, whatever it might be, that you remove that vice and make the load lighter so that your life feels a bit more balanced, and so that you can see yourself start moving a bit forward as well. So is that basically the kind of experience that you were facing at that moment? Am I understanding it correctly?
I feel with Rama'dyan, the journey itself is the, I don't want to say master, but in a way I get to know more about Rama'dyan as I go on the journey of Rama'dyan. You understand? Because this is my second attempt.
Okay.
I failed. So I set for myself 40 days of limiting my vices, so I wouldn't drink in that 40 days, and I would not lay with no woman in that 40 days, and I would divert my attention to the things that matter to me, where I want to grow, whether it's my media, my art, my craft, my business, everything. Just add something every day that goes towards it. And it was smooth sailing at first, I felt, like you said, the load feels lighter when you're looking inwards. It felt lighter. In other words, my only worries were more towards myself, but they weren't necessarily worries because solutions were coming up. Whenever you're in a state of epiphanies, it's always like a time for growth, if it makes sense. And I was getting those epiphanies, and everything was coming towards me. It's like my desires, those include my vices as well, were gravitating towards me. You understand? I tried to be strong, but I guess the vices got the better of me. And it's not after failing did I actually learn a bigger lesson in what had happened to me. So whenever you're trying to be something or someone, there will always be opposing forces that can only do two things. First, confirm that you really are what you are or who you say you are. Or they can show you the contradiction in who you think you are, in who you think you are.
Okay, I like that.
So after learning this, I understood that the minute I go on this Rama'dyan journey, the opposing forces will heighten. If it's woman, the woman that I would be tempted to go to or approach would just gravitate towards me, and scenarios would present themselves. Alcohol, the situation will put you in a situation where you're like, why not though? I mean, everything about this scenario just, it's so
The
feels
communicating.
it feels like the natural thing to do. It's so much harder. Like, not doing it makes less sense than doing it.
So
you understand?
The patterns, your old patterns that you're so used to, that become second nature to you.
Yes.
It's instinctual now, and so you're on this journey of, like, I think, like you said, it's you're learning more about this journey as you go on it. So it sounds like a journey of self-discovery. You've set a few guidelines in this journey that you want to achieve, that will help you maintain and allow you to achieve your goal. So you say, listen, these are the steps I need to follow, procedures that I need to do at bare minimum, and it will allow me to attain my goal, a goal of self-realization at the end, that an epiphany, whatever I needed to get out of it when I'm done with it, I will receive. And you're saying that these bad things find themselves also attracting not only the good. So you started receiving blessings, and in you receiving your blessings as well, you started seeing these dark patches, still kind of like energies, still also trying to attach themselves to you. And with all of this, it's like old ways and old patterns showing themselves, and you're feeling good, and they're attaching, they're getting, that's more than before, even at this point. It's like a magnet. And like we had this conversation before once, where it's like, when you increase, your magnitude increases. And picture a magnet, that the bigger you get as a person, the more you put into yourself, the more you expand as a person, the bigger your attraction, what gravitates towards you become. And it's not only the good things that now gravitate towards you, but all the smaller things as well. So the more space you occupy, the more things you will attract. And it's up to you to, in the beginning, find out, or you're going to fail. The journey is, part of the journey is failing. And while you are failing, you're learning, oh, this is where I fell, this is a stumbling block, and this is where I went back. I need to look out for this. But you're still better than you were yesterday, because you are trying, you're on this road of trying. Like, I need to push, I need to pursue. I need to get through this journey of Rama'dyan. I need to become the man I need to become. And it's one thing I'm glad you understood, is that you understood it's a journey of self-discovery. I'm going to fail, but I'm still going to pursue greatness. And I think that's the way I understand it, is like I said, it's this magnet, and you need to learn the ways. As you fail, you need to learn, and some things you'll naturally be able to hit off and say no to, and as you get stronger, you'll be able to resist more coming towards you. And before you know it, it's like in a garden, you'll see there's equal amount of weed and the equal amount of flowers or crop. And when you take out the weeds, they will represent themselves again. But while you remove them, you're giving the rest of what you want in your garden time to grow and outgrow the weeds. So when the weeds reappear, because they will reappear, they don't have that much space to occupy now, because there's more of what you want. So each time you block them off, more of what you want has space to grow. So when you're going on this journey, you are removing section for section. And in the beginning, maybe, like you said, you failed, and it took a certain amount of days. How many days was it?
Okay.
After you failed, the first.
I failed on the 7th day.
Okay.
From Rama'dyan.
So you
I
failed
gave in, and then I just went off the roller coaster, if I can call it.
7 days makes 1 week.
So
pun intended.
So it's like I just gave in to all the forces, and along the way, I felt sick. It's like I was puking. My tummy wasn't okay. And one of my spiritual brothers was like, do you think it's coincidence that you decided to go on Rama'dyan because it felt like what you need in your life? You don't know where the thought came or what happened, but you just felt that you should just embark on this journey. And as you embark on the journey, you gave in. And as you gave in, you weren't well. Is it all coincidence, or it's just the alignment of the universe? And in that time, I was like, that is true. It's not by chance I fell sick. So I went back into Rama'dyan, and today is my 8th day, so I've surpassed my personal best. I've got 32 days to go. So, I mean, I'm close, but I'm still far, But every day is like, I don't know. Every day is a day. I think one of the things I like about Rama'dyan as well is you start keeping count of the days, You're not just waking up and living, but you actually recognize it's a new day with new possibilities. And because I'm on a mission to increase the positives in my life, it's a new day to work towards that. And it's further confirmation. Every time a vice presents itself to me, I know it's only going to do two things: confirm who I think I am, or contradict that man. And so far I'm winning, but the forces are only going to get stronger. So I just need faith.
Yeah, and what I like about it is, like, you said you failed after 1 week, and now you're on day 8 and counting, and you don't know where this part of the journey is going to take you, how far in you're going to get. But what you do know is that you're stronger than the man you were before.
100%.
And I believe all of us. The reason I'm also having this conversation is because I also went on a similar journey, and I even asked you when you first spoke about this. I said, listen, what made you? There's other part to this journey, because the journey it runs deeper than just pursuing and becoming a better person, and blocking off your vices. The Rama'dyan thing, from what I know from inside, it's a holistic approach to who you are as a person. And there's certain things that when like I've been so some insight on me. I've been fasting regularly and detoxing in my life, because I'd received a message that it's time to cleanse. It's time to clean up. The eastern floodgates have opened. The eastern gates have opened, and once the eastern gates have opened, blessings will flow. And you need to make time, you need to make space for those blessings within your life. So you need to clean up yourself and your life, so that those blessings have space within your life. Like removing the weeds, so that your blessings can grow. And it's been a journey. It's been something that's been going on since the beginning of the year. And when I spoke to you, there's certain things in my journey when I spoke to you that you had mentioned, that I thought to myself, I need to add to my journey. And one of them was being cleansing, because there was a word to me from God that said, with some people, the universe, but from God that said, I need you to cleanse. You are fasting, you are praying, but you're not cleansing. Many of us are fasting, but we are not cleansing. And the idea of cleansing, it's as simple as, for instance, when you bath or shower, that you pray, and pray over the parts that you are cleaning as you are cleaning, and that you pray over them, that God protects you, that these are not entryways for the bad to come into your life. That when you wash your ears, let's just say that this is a symbolic act of me cleansing my ears. When you clean my face, my eyes, that I only see good. That when I speak, when I brush my teeth, that I only speak that which is good, clean. So that it's a cleanse. It's something that you do. It's part of. It's not just you brushing your teeth. It's not just a routine. And then when you get dressed, that you put on, like in Christianity, we have this thing called the armor of God. I'm not sure how many other religions have it, but if you see yourself as a warrior, for instance, or a soldier, you don't go into battle, you don't go into war, the day of war, without having your armor on. And so therefore, when you put on your clothes before you go into the world, then while you're putting it on, you put on your armor, that you're covering your body, and therefore you are not only cleansing but attiring yourself within the spirit as well. Because as is within the spirit, so is within the natural realm. And by doing this, you start seeing other places within your life that you need to cleanse. For instance, if you had moved into a new place, and some people just move in or buy clothes, or they don't cleanse the things, they don't cleanse the food when they're washing it. They don't pray over it as they clean, say, can I clean this? They don't anoint the food and anoint it and say, I bless this food with nourishment. And it took me deep on my own journey. And yeah, like you said, you failed on day 7. And there are times that I fail. I don't always do it, but I'm more conscious of it. So therefore, I'm in a better position than what I was previously. Because now I actually have the ability to do something about it. And so yeah, that's something that I looked at, for instance, in your journey, where you were talking about cleansing. Obviously it runs deeper than just what we are speaking. But yeah, don't just, like, for instance, if you're going through a tough time in life, and you, like I say this thing, if you're going hungry, right, there's no food, going through a tough time, don't just go through the tough time. Turn it into a fasting and prayer time. And so, okay, I'm going through this tough time. Let me pray about it. Let me pray through it. Let me feed my spirit. And therefore, my body and my mind will be fed. You see, so for instance, what I also want to ask, with that being said, is me myself, having learned from some of the things that you've done within your own personal journey of what Rama'dyan means to you, me not being on the Rama'dyan journey myself, but rather being on a journey of personal self-development, whatever that means to me, my own journey of self-discovery, my journey with me and God. But there are things that when I look at your journey, God sends people within your life, and He shows, like, the universe will put people in your path that will teach you things. And when you have conversations such as this, you guys will learn from it. I will learn from what he says, and he will learn from what I say. So what I wanted to ask is, what are some of the things, besides, like you said, you mentioned women, you mentioned your vices. Are there any other things that you have done, that you are like some of the guidelines to yourself that you try and achieve on a daily goals, that you put out, like posts, small goals that says this is what I'm trying to achieve, like for instance, Ramadan is where they fast and they eat nothing during the day, and they pray, and it's a spiritual journey, and it's to remember those that suffered and that do not have, and so that you always have relation to those, that you always think about those who do not have, and when they break fast, they share the food with the rest of the community. It's a time when no one is supposed to be hungry. We all are hungry together, we all suffer together, and we all win together, we all feast together. So and out of that, obviously there's certain things that you gain, but Rama'dyan is a different thing on its own. This is what you have named your own, your own journey. Mine would be BTCP, becoming the champion. That I need to become the champion. As a peon in the game, I need to go from peon, started at the bottom, now we're here. So what are some of the things that you have done in a holistic way, for instance, for your mind, for your body, and for your spirit? Also, maybe even touch on for yourself, like you said, you're focusing more on even for yourself, what you need for your finances. So what are some of the things you feel comfortable mentioning that could maybe help anybody listening to this still? If you are listening to this still, thanks a lot, much appreciated. What could they learn? What are some of the things that you would mention that you think maybe they could learn from, that you've put in your pursuit?
I personally feel like the highlight of everything, like if I was to share that one thing, it would be everything comes and is given in short or small doses. So what stands in the way of us like achieving our goals is because not to say we set the bar too high, but we either go all in or nothing at all. Whereas it's about consistency more than anything. Rather do little of what you're doing than doing nothing. You understand? Because it's not every day you'll be able to achieve all your daily goals or daily objectives. Some days just, it's not happening. But as long as you know, at least can I do at least one thing about it. Even if, for example, if you missed the day of gym, a simple thing is, okay, tomorrow what will be my gym routine? Let me set up this. Then just feeling guilt and just ignoring the fact that you didn't keep up to what you said. Or like for me, I try to post content every day, but I don't every day. So what I do in my personal time, I'm like, okay, I didn't post any content today. Can I at least like write down what I'd like to do? Sometimes I just go online, and through that I get inspiration. I'm like, okay, now I've turned a non-productive day to a productive day, even if to another person it seems unproductive because I'm just online watching stuff. But to me, that's inspiration, to write more stuff, So at least doing something, like even if I didn't achieve the daily goal, at least I did something about it, Even if you don't reach your financial target, it's better to go there trying, you understand, and then just just giving in.
I hear you. So basically what you're saying is, I'm gonna round it off to what my content is about, because you gave a very general answer in terms of just life.
Yeah.
If life does this to you, just try to remain consistent in your ways. So for instance, if you've told yourself, I want to read a book a month, but you end up or book a week, but you only end up reading 1 page a week. What you are saying is it's better to read a page a week than to read none.
Exactly.
And 1 page will become 2 pages, and 2 pages will become 100 pages. For physically, for your body, with the gymming, if you skip a day or two of gymming, but on the 3rd day you exercise, and on the 4th day you go for a hike.
Or make sure your diet is okay.
Oh yeah.
Like on that day you skip, like, okay, the least I can do is make sure my diet is good for the day.
So if you know, I skipped gym, but at least I ate well.
Yes.
It was nutrient based. I stuck to my nutrition goals. If it was spiritual, and you said, listen, I wanted to pray, and you never prayed for the day, that you achieved in some sort of form, that you achieved this goal, that maybe, you said, I want to read the Bible, but you had a conversation with God where you just like at one point said, thank you, Father, or thank you, God, thank you, universe, or the Matlozis, you said, thank you guys, for reminding, whatever it might be to you. For those that don't know, Matlozis is the ancestors, and just giving thanks for their ways, because like I always say, is honor your ancestors, but don't worship them. That is for God. Okay, so sometimes we need to give honor to our ancestors because they've taught us ways, and without them we would not have known these ways. And so for that we need to honor them and never lose touch with that. So yeah, because I know some people are going to be this ancestor thing, and I'm like, guys, calm down, because I don't know who's going to be listening to this. In the same breath, I just want to thank you for pulling through, allowing this conversation. I think you just got a phone call. This is something that was unprepared, but it's still a conversation that we needed to have with y'all, and we had. And I'm glad that he shared his experiences, and was just real about it. And I'm hoping that you guys will take from both of our sides, because I tried to add some nuggets in between here and there. And this is the kind of content that you can be getting from this audio podcast, and hopefully in the future one day like I said, we'll have a video. But for now, that the words just are able to resonate, because the message is the most important thing, and as long as we can get the message across, then we're going to do what we do. And I just want to thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys liked, comment and subscribed. If you're listening on YouTube, if you're on Facebook or any other platform, please just comment, like, share, follow. And until next time. Also, don't forget to let me know what you guys want to hear in the comment section. Tell me what you took from it. Tell me what you'd like to hear more of. I'll go through your comments. I'll read. I will respond, and then we just keep this going. But thank you. Have a blessed day, further evening, whatever it may be. Do you wanna just link your social media to everybody? If they were like, who's this guy that spoke to us? I can't remember. I took so much information, I forgot his name. Just tell them where they can find you, what you call yourself on social media, and hopefully they'll link you up.
You can find me. Oh, thank you very much, by the way. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as Benny Pharaoh. So it's BENNY for the Benny. Then Pharaoh, PHARAOH. So yeah, Benny Pharaoh. You know the vibes. So yeah.
Okay, and that's for some comedic. For some comedic content, guys. You'll see the other side, the non-serious side of Benny Pharaoh. He'll make you laugh, and you'll I usually call him the South African Dave Chappelle. I'm like, yeah, he's another Dave Chappelle, man. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one. This is episode 2 of BTCP podcast, Becoming the Champion with Benny Pharaoh. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Man, it's your man Uncle G.
It's Rama'dyan season.
Rama'dyan season, guys. Go on. Yeah. Don't forget, you gotta improve yourself so that you can become a better man, so that you can attract better, and that you just keep on going onwards and upwards for yourself. But man, we are out.
Peace.